Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, to Hataitai Ballpark. You're watching the 2023 Little League Under-17 Girls National Championships, and that's the first pitch from Mackenzie Bailey McDowell to Ayla Tomlin, the shortstop from Hutt Valley. Damien Collins here with the play-by-play. Will be joined in colour by Wiremu Tamaki shortly. But let's get things underway here. It is a great day here at Hataitai Ballpark. Blue skies, a little bit of breeze, and heaps of family and friends supporting these young ladies, the future of our sport. On the hill, as I said, for Canterbury, Mackenzie Bailey McDowell. Behind the dish, Caitlin Henderson, getting into their work early here against Ayla Toman. Down and outside again. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Hutt Valley, number 2, Ayla Toman.
Toman hit in the account here. And that's outside. Umpire Liam Stewart calls the strike. And that will load the count for 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ayla Toman squares up and bunts on a 3rd strike, weirdly. But that's out anyway. Caught by the Canterbury catcher, Caitlin Henderson. Could have just left it. She would have been out as well. But put body on the line stuff, and that's what it's all about for the first out of this ball game. Well, as I said, Damien Collins here on the play-by-play for Ballpark Broadcasting, and joining me in the booth, Hall of Fame umpire, Wiremu Tamaki. G'day, Wiremu.
Kia ora, Damien, and thank you for the introduction. Holy heck.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is A1 versus B1, the 2 undefeated teams from the A pool and the B pool. It should be an absolute cracker of a game, this one. And in bat now is Matangiho Nuku. Number 5, the left fielder, grounds out to the second base, Anna Wallace, and that will be the second out. With a quick 1-2, they're going to send up to bat their centre fielder, number 7, Emily McCormick. Emily from the Saints Club in the Hutt Valley. Having a tournament at centre field. Through the zone, called strike. And another called strike there through the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. Fouled away, got that early. And the count remains 0-2. Third base camera being operated by Rico Morris. That shot. We got centre field, we got it all here, ladies and gentlemen. Pass ball will be the first ball. Mackenzie Bailey McDowell watched her pitch last weekend at the Under-19 Girls Nationals and called the final. She took on Auckland, young lady. I didn't even realise how young she was until I saw her on the team sheet here. Big future, does Mackenzie. McCormick doing it hard here, fighting the battle. Fouls that off again.
Fouls that one back, continues to hang in there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. About 20 foul balls. Maybe 21.
21. Emily McCormick having a good battle here, Damien.
Absolutely. Mackenzie didn't throw many pitches for the first couple batters. She's definitely getting into her work here against Emily McCormick. Down and in for the ball. That will leave with the count 2-2. Gets her swinging with the rise, and that will be the strikeout, and that will retire the side. 3 up and 3 down. Retires the Hutt Valley side, and they will go back into the dugout and be ready to come out for their first at field as we go to the bottom of the first with no score just yet. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Hataitai Park for the 2023 Little League Under 17 Girls National Championship. And we're at the bottom of the first here after a quick 3 up and 3 down in the Hutt Valley bat. So let's look at the lineup for the field. In at right field, Kim Marie Urupa. Centre field is Emily McCormick, and at left field, Matangiho Nuku. At shortstop, Ayla Toman. At third base, the hot corner, Shantae Awatere. And at second base, Jada Walter Rangitihi. And at first base is Maggie Shields. Behind the dish, Aria Webster Pahina. And on the mound is Mason Kurini Iwiko. Designated player for the Hutt Valley is Armani Fruin.
Couple Damien, and leading off for the Canterbury lineup and their turn at bat. And this at the bottom, leading off Henderson, followed by Yarman, Ratu. 4, 5, and 6 as Bailey McDowell, Saipiki, Samuelu, Madison Dysart, rounding out the order, Sumner, Wallace, and Delatua.
Well, there's a few second generation names there for sure. Leading off, Caitlin Henderson, the catcher. Mason Kudini Iwiko, the lead-off, the pitcher for Hutt Valley. Going into the third day is actually top batter as well.
Oh, nice.
Not bad at all.
She picks up a second strike to get Henderson with a count of 0-2.
Good to see Liam Stewart behind the dish. Young umpire, still finding his feet, getting a world in umpiring. Only been doing it a couple of years, so good to see him at a national level.
Oh, it's great to see him. I don't know if he's young, but
Yeah, well, you know,
young to the crew.
he'll love
I'll tell you what, he
calls that strikeout for the first out, and Caitlin Henderson goes down swinging for the strikeout, and that will bring to bat the centre fielder, Sophie Yardham.
just a little bit about Liam Stewart. He's from the Hutt Valley Association. Like you say, a couple of years. His aspirations is to become an international World WBSC umpire. So That's his goal.
Oh, I thought his goal was just to do Thursday nights at Fraser Park, but obviously
He
wants a triple too. Nah, he's a top bloke is Liam, and really doing well behind the
Certainly
dish.
is.
He calls another strike. I saw him all through Worlds. He had the prime posse right behind the dish at Rosedale Park. I'm sure he was taking notes as well. Well, off speed again from Kurini. Here we go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mason getting into a rhythm here. Young lady from the Saints Club. They live in Fielding, Palmerston North. Well, Manawatu. And travel down every week to put in the yards. Good kid. Dad's not bad as well. My mum, of course. She is the manager. He is the coach.
And Yarman's got a count of 3 and 2. As Iwiko sets rocks and fires. For a strike foul up the third baseline.
Yeah, gets that early, sending it down third. Both teams undefeated. Going into day 3 and the 5 o'clock game. Getting ready for Championship Sunday. Who's going to have the top seed? Who's going to have the easy road? Well, inside and ball called. Will give Canterbury a base runner. Yardham on first base, and it's going to bring to bat the shortstop, the spark plug, if you will, Kaya Ratu. And this young lady, she's outstanding. Played at NFC, and there you go, first pitch. Sends it up to left field, but neither Ayla or Matangiho can get to it. So that will give her strike 1. But she's had a big season already, has Kaya. Down at NFC, down at up at 19s, and now she's playing her own age group. Talent definitely to watch for the future. Well, she squares up to bunt, and it goes backwards, where Webster Pahina cannot get to it. But that will give the Valley another strike to the tally. No balls, 2 strikes.
Claire will be looking to advance her teammate and get her into scoring position. Hopefully get herself on base as well.
Absolutely hope for that. Of course, impartial commentary up here. Ratu slams it between the 5-6 spot. And that's exactly what she does. She knows how to get on. She knows how to move those runners. And when you see her run, you'll know she's got the gas as well. So, great hit up the 5-6 hole. And that is going to bring to bat the pitcher, Mackenzie Bailey McDowell. And another pitcher batting in the 4th spot.
Bailey McDowell takes a hit pitch.
Oh. Mason might not have wanted to do that. Might be receipts soon. But nevertheless, she advances the runner, and that's going to load up the bases with Yardham on 3rd, Ratu on 2, Bailey McDowell on 1st, and that's going to bring to bat Sadel Sapeki Samuelu. And Hutt Valley are just going to have a quick corridor on the mound.
Absolutely, David. Just settle things down. Try and relieve some of the pressure.
Early days. We're at the bottom of the 1st. No need to get ahead of ourselves or lose our heads just yet. And when I say we, I mean them, speaking on the behalf of them.
Oh,
Just to clarify. Through the zone for the strike called.
Strike one.
Just the one out at the moment. First batter, Caitlin Henderson, goes down swinging. It's been all Canterbury in the last 3 batters. And that's inside for the ball. 1-1 the count.
Canterbury will look to score at least 1 run here. Hutt Valley will look to get it out and turn a double.
Absolutely. Fouled away there. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count. Well, it's these positions where you see the defensive team really step up to ensure that they don't give up that run. But there are a batter and 3 runners, so the force home to get the lead runner is the optional. But we'll see where the ball's hit. Well, it's going to go deep foul right field. A couple of spectators put up their hands, but nobody claims it.
And we get to reset the table again and go do it again.
Quick talk between the battery. New dugouts here at Hataitai Park. I don't remember them being as loud as this. The girls are getting the drums going.
It's quite a new feature, eh?
Two
2-2 the count now. Down pass. Nobody is going to run at that. That will load the count. No point in putting yourself on pressure. So 3-2 the count. How can Young, Kodini, here we go, come back here. Tries to hit the inside zone, but that will be a ball, and that will be ball 4. And Canterbury score their first run from a walk. Not ideal for the Valley, but that's exactly what just happened. So now, Ratu at 3, Bailey McDowell at 2. And that's going to bring us back the right fielder, Madison Dicehawk. Berg swing and a miss for strike 2. She's in the hole, 0-2. Okay.
I remember those dugouts being made out of wood.
Yeah, maybe we should go back to that. Now they're impressive though, they're big. Heaps of room. Good. Fouled off. Still loaded bases for Canterbury. 1 down. And hit down the hot corner. where she tries to get the force at home, but just can't. Webster Pahina can't collect the ball at home, and unfortunately, Hutt Valley let in another run. Good for Canterbury. They get their second on the board and keep the bases loaded. Unfortunately, the option taken didn't work. One down though. Hutt Valley pitchers getting ahead of the count early. It's just closing them off.
Yeah, and just in that previous play there, Damien, so that was the right play.
Yeah.
Throw to home, get the lead runner.
Absolutely. And the ball gets past Webster Pahina, and that will score the run of Mackenzie Bailey McDowell. And runners on 3 and 2. They've scored 3 with just the 1 out. And coach has seen enough. He's going to come out and talk to his young ladies. Coach Josh Kurini. Yes, that is Mason's dad. Not while he's on the father, on the ground there.
Well, we've got some time here. We'll introduce our other crew, the other team out there in the blue.
The important ones.
On third base from North Harbour, Mike McCall. From Wellington on first base, Tony Cloduno on the dish. And we spoke about him earlier on from Hutt Valley, Liam Stewart.
Well, Liam, yes, rookie or junior, if you will. Well, the bunt goes down and doesn't get it in time. But they get the tag at home. And Hutt Valley will need a bit of confidence there. So Sumner puts down the bunt. She's safe at 1, but makes it a double. And now she's standing up on second base. And they get the out at home, which will mean second out. Still 2 runners on for Canterbury, and that's going to bring up to bat the 8th batter, Anna Wallace. Hutt Valley here really want to get out of this innings and stop this momentum of Canterbury. And throwing pitches like that will help. As you see here from the replay, the quick thinking from first base to get it down at home and get that tag. Outstanding stuff. Well, that's going to go shallow. That's going to score 1. Is it going to score 2? And it sure does. And shallow left center. No man's land. Anna Wallace with perfect placement scores another 2 runs. And Canterbury in the first at bat have already knocked in 5. And that's going to bring in the 9th batter, Shyla Delator, third base, coming in for a bat now. With 2 down, Hutt Valley really need to get this out and then get their sticks going.
Anna Waller, just like you said, Damien, just putting that in the shallow centre field there. Nice base hit to score 2 runs.
Just looking on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, those aren't multiple lines drawn on the diamond. It is shadow. They all look pretty much identical though. Sun behind us, beaming into the players. But it is a picture day here at Hataitai Park. Looking out to the Cook Strait. We have a good vantage point. But all the happenings is happening right on the diamond with Toman making that catch. And really, really important one for Hutt Valley to get the outs and retire the side. But not before Canterbury get their start. It's probably the exact start they wanted, scoring 5 runs, leaving 1 on, and they're going to go to the top of the second, with Canterbury leading this one 5-0. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Hataitai Park for the 2023 Little League Under-17 Girls National Championships. Well, it's the top of the second, and Canterbury have a hot start after the first innings. Let's set their line-up. In at right field is Madison Dysart. In the centre field is Sophie Yaham. And at left field is Seidel Speki Samuelu. At shortstop is Kaya Ratu. And at the hot corner third base is Shyla Delator. And at second base, Anna Wallace. And at first base is Katarina Sumner. Behind the dish is Caitlin Henderson. And on the mound is Mackenzie Bailey McDowell.
And leading off today for the Hutt Valley, opening their account in the hidden lineup, Ayala Torman, followed by Mātangi Haunuku, Emily McCormick, the top 3, in the middle, 4, 5 and 6, Kurene Iwiko, the pitcher, doing it all, Walter Rangitihi and Fruin, 7, 8 and 9, Aurupa, Shields and Awatiri.
Well, the top batter coming into day number 3, the penultimate day of the Little League Under-17s Girls National Championship, is Mason Kurini Iwiko. Doing it hard on the mound for Hutt Valley, will be wanting to get that spark going for the girls and be the one that gets it going for them. First offering from Bailey McDowell is a ball in the dirt. Goes low again. 2 balls the call. And it's a different style between the two of them. Mason getting up in the count early. And Bailey McDowell really, fights back. But does, which is awesome to see.
I'm just thinking here that Bailey McDowell knows that Iwiko is the top batter.
Yeah.
So I don't want to come down Main Street.
Nope. Well, clips the corner. But still hit his count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Oh, and that's what it shows, like slams it up, gets it past the second base Wallace, who can't get to it, and safe on first base. Mason Kurini Iwiko gets the start that they wanted for sure.
That was a great step. First up bat by Iwiko. Drive that up through the four hole, like you said. Get the campaign moving, get the batting lineup moving, get the start they need.
Yep. Hopefully that's given the girls encouragement for it all to happen. Takes a big lead at 1. Now in a bat for Hutt Valley is the second base, Jada Walters Rangi Tehi. She squares up for the bunt, but can't get to it. Which seeing this team play a couple times this tournament already, they like to use the short game. They like to back their runners to get to the next base, and they back their batters to put it in play for their runners. No selfish ball here. Big swing and a miss for the strikeouts. And that will be the first out of this innings. And that's going to bring to bat the designated player, Amani Fruin, coming in.
And you're right, Walters, I think he took a big swing at that offering. Fortunately, not quite connecting and going down on strikeouts.
Well, the Canterbury coaches come out and having a talk to the boys.
Chat seems to be about the softball that's in use.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Damien, I think it's about the softball that's been used in the game and wanting to get the correct ball in use.
And get a bit of dirt on it as well. This is one of the times I'd love to hear them mic'd up. Looks like we've sorted a couple now. Be interesting to know exactly what was going on there. Especially to have Amber, the development manager of operations, or I'm pretty sure it's development of Wellington softball, come out and talk to them and pass the balls over.
Coming down to the screen.
Marty Fruin squares up. Karini Iwiko back to the base in heaps of time. Marty Fruin, the designated player. Means her job today is to come in and get on base and move some runners. Batting in the sixth spot.
Exactly, Damien. Hutt Valley will want to get a good start here. Get someone in scoring position.
Mason still taking a big jump on first base. Eyes up plate.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah. But the girls have been throwing it. Well, she'll definitely be taking a skip to second on that one. Just coming off the glove of Caitlin Henderson. So Mason Kurini Iwiko is safe on second base. Just the one out here in the top of the second innings. Amani Fruin fouled away.
That was that hitter's count right there, Damien, and loaded up.
3 balls, 2 strikes now. And she gets her swinging up in the zone for the strikeouts. And that will be another K in the book for Mackenzie Bradley McDowell. Shows what she can do as well, eh? You know, she is throwing a couple balls to get them started, but then just fighting hard, putting the mahi and getting the K at the end of it Well, she doesn't need to muck around with any balls there. We're sending it straight down Main Street. Kimari Arupa. Mackenzie Bailey McDowell, of course, a second generation baller. Mum, ex-White Sox and Olympian. And Dad, Mike, is a good dude as well. Let me know that I should move away from the live stream the other day. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, mate.
And Hutt Valley just calling time out and getting a temporary runner out there so that Iwiko can just get ready to come back and then take on her pitching duties.
These pitchers these days, so lucky.
Yeah,
So lucky.
in North America, they've been doing it for it's courtesy runner. They call
Really?
it.
Courtesy run. I
They've
like
been
that.
doing it. They've been doing it for a long while now.
Marupe goes down swinging, and Karini Iwiko, just the one runner left on. Well, her courtesy runner was left on, and then it went strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. So that retires the side of Hutt Valley. We will go to the bottom of the second with Canterbury leading this one 5-0. Back, ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at scenes here at Hataitai Park in the capital city, Wellington, Aotearoa, New Zealand. It's the 2023 Little League Under-17 Girls National Championship. And Wanamu, how good to have national tournaments back.
Oh, that's a really good statement right there, Damon. Absolutely, and it's great. Absolutely great. We've got over our 2-year gig of COVID. We've become masters of it. All good behaviours, good behaviours. But to have our national tournaments back on the calendar is really, really great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Canterbury doing it well in the first innings, sending up 9 batters to have a crack. And they're back to top of the order in the bottom of the second with Caitlin Henderson, the catcher, in a bat. She was the strikeout in the first innings. Started well for Hutt Valley, but then it was all uphill after that. And they started off well again with another strikeout against Henderson's name. And that's going to send to bat the centre fielder, Sophie Yardham.
That's a Hokai puts it right there, strikeout. And here we go, just picking up from where she left off in the other inning. Damien just putting it down there.
Yardham, first offering is a strike. Fouled off. They will put her ahead. Kanini Iwiko with no balls, 2 strikes. Well, she gets a piece, sending it to the second base where Walters Rangatihi is behind it to make the play to first for their second out.
You know what, that temporary runner coming out for you, just before. That's why we have temporary runners in the game, to give our catcher and our pitcher time to get ready to come back and do what they do best.
I'm just gutted all the years I had to run, mate. That's all. These kids these days. No. Well, Kai Ratu's into bat now. The shortstop slammed it up between the 5-6 hole last at bat. Really great player is young Kai Ratu.
I got a story to tell you about the temporary runner when I first saw it. So I'll get that under.
The suspense.
Well, now's a good time to do that. So first time I saw a temporary runner for a pitcher, which I used the term courtesy runner, was back in 2010 when I was in the Midwest on the ISC tour. And over there, the pitchers, teams, they only had 9 players, so they always wanted to protect the pitcher, because when the pitcher was taken out of the game, there was no one else to pitch. So they always used, so the pitcher always had a courtesy runner, and so did the catcher, and that's the first time I saw it. I thought, wow, what a great concept to protect your pitchers. And then what are we now, 2022?
Mm-hmm.
And it's come out.
Finally.
But yeah, good old North America. Well done. They were light years ahead. And they were using it already. Courtesy runner, that's what they call it. So now it's in our game. I feel you, Damon, in terms of...
Well, you are right, mate. They are ahead. You just look at the top 6 of the World Series. All 5 of them were North American, and unfortunately Australia won it. So, we got things to do. But then, they've been playing tournaments the last few years, or last year at least. So we'll get there. We're getting back into the swing of things, and it all starts with all our players getting this kind of experience.
Absolutely, getting back into softball, get our community involved, get them back at the ballpark.
Ratu gets that early, sending it foul, and with the sound of the oohs and the ahs, it might have either hit someone or a car is parked along that line.
Doesn't look like anybody's running to someone's aid, so I think it's an insurance call.
There what? I just hit a car. 2 cars. Wow. That's how good Ratu is, mate. Oh! And she gets her looking. Kai Ratu looks at the inside pitch. That is called a strike. And that is the innings that Hutt Valley wanted. They wanted the 3 up and they wanted the 3 down. So we're going to go to the top of the 3rd with Canterbury still leading this one. 5-0. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Hataitai Park. On the screen there, Kai Ratu, who we were talking about just before the break. She's doing it all. She even got a call up to the White Sox to go to Australia earlier this, late last year. So she's got a massive future around, and she's probably even had a run around or 2 growing up at this park, of course, with Dad Stephen Ratu.
And she would have been sitting down there in the stands watching Stephen catching from around.
Absolutely. Well, coming into bat now is the first base, number 29, Maggie Shields, sister of Mitchell. Who's listening? How you doing? horse. Swung on a miss by Maggie. Maggie plays for the Saints Club, originally from over the hill, from the Wide Upper. Another family that travels to get some good quality ball. And she goes hunting, swinging up top of the zone for the strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on a miss for the strikeout, and Maggie goes running back into the dugout. And that will be the first out.
Bailey McDowell really just controlling her pitching sequence there. And getting Maggie Shields to swing on those last three.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to bring to bat Shantere Awatere into bat the third base woman for Hutt Valley. And they just need to get something going here, Hutt Valley. If they're going to field like they did at the last innings, they just need to get these sticks going. Get that confidence that they've had all through this tournament so far. Some big results. A good win over Auckland. And this is A1 versus B1. So the top teams of both grades, or both pools. 2 balls, 1 strike. Good to see one of my under 13 girls are down here watching, taking some notes for the future. That a girl, Ruby. Awatiri fouls that away. Oh, she's good. Mackenzie Bailey McDowell hitting the outside corner for the strikeout called. And just like that, the 1-2, 2 down, and that's going to bring to bat the top of the order, Ayla Toman, the shortstop, who was caught by the second base at first at bat.
You're seeing there Caitlin Henderson and Bailey McDowell just working together. Pitcher catcher, playing catch.
Yeah, if I had my notes from last weekend, I'm pretty sure I do. I think that was even the combo from the 19s.
From the 19s?
There are a lot of names.
Well, if that is the case, then these two, they're working really, really well together. Mahite. Koina te kōrero.
Well, the drop makes Toman run to first, but unfortunately not able to get there in time with Henderson gunning it down. And that's going to be the third out, and a quick 1-2-3 for Canterbury in the field. And that's going to give them another bat and send Hutt Valley out to do some more fielding. It is 5-0 to Canterbury.
100.9 and 94.9.
When the radio's on and the sound's hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Until our talk. All the best throwbacks.
Te rao, te raukura, te awakai. Te Rao, Te Raukura, Te Awa Kairangi's annual festival day is back. Saturday, January the 28th, 2023. We're looking forward to putting on the big event again for the Hutt Valley, where we'll bring to you local entertainment from local performers and guests and more. Te Whiti Park on Saturday the 28th of January 2023.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here at Hataitai Park, where the weather is on and so is the softball. Mackenzie Bailey McDowell in a bat now. We're just at the bottom of the third. Her first at bat was hit by pitch. I'm surprised she didn't get Mason back after that, but that's old school. We just pulled out the sheet from last week's final, and yep, the top three, the 1, 2, 3 batters for the under-19 Canterbury girls in the grand final against Auckland: Kaya Ratu, Caitlin Henderson, and Mackenzie Bailey McDowell. How awesome is it to see those young girls going up grade and still doing the job?
They're leading from the front. Key positions as well. Watch the space. Three balls, one strike is the call. And good to see one of Canterbury's aces, and the White Sox aces, Amy Begg, watching in Christchurch. Always good to have you watching, Amy. I'm sure she's cheering on these girls loud and proud. No bets this week though, mate. No bets. Bailey McDowell safe on first base with the walk, and that's going to bring up to bat Sapiki Samuilu. Well, the catch was made, and Mackenzie Bailey McDowell protecting the pitches. They don't protect themselves. Sliding back into to first base. You gotta love it. Just the one out, and that's going to bring to bat Madison Dysort, the right fielder, who scored last at bat. And that was the right job by Samuelu to get that ball down and advance by Bailey McDowell to second base and get her in the scoring position. Unfortunately, that didn't work, and we have an out.
Yes, she did, is the call from Liam Short behind the dish.
You got a what?
Swung on and missed for the strikeouts. Dysort goes back to the dugout with a K next to her name. And still Mackenzie Bailey McDowell. Oh, she's going to have the courtesy runner come out. Definitely going to be using that now, but
that's what they call it in North America, the courtesy runner.
I like it.
Yeah, it's got a really nice name.
Yeah. Katarina Sumner comes up to bat now for Canterbury. Fouled away. Well, the runner, she was going all day, and now safe on second base. With the big swing and the miss from Sumner, he's going to put her in the hole. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes.
Sumner here will want to hit some green, get a good base hit here, and should hopefully score McDowell from second.
I always have to correct myself when I use some green at Fraser Park, of course, with the artificial turf. But I'm a huge fan of lime. I'm a huge fan of the dirt. I love these lines.
Yeah.
Sumner fouls away. Gets her offering, hits early, sends it down the third base foul line. Well, it was a big first innings from Canterbury, and Hutt Valley have somehow found what they've got to do to keep them at bay. 2 down, 1 runner on. 4th batter of this innings. Well, she gets her swinging for that one, and that will be the outs. And that was a quick 4 up and 3 down. We're going to the top of the 4th, with Canterbury still leading this one 5-0. Back, ladies and gentlemen, as you saw, zooming out from the centre field, coming back from the Brains Trust out there, world champion coach Mike Walsh, and some other wily veterans from the game. Of course, chatting about this one. Well, lead off for Hutt Valley is number 5, the left fielder Matangi Honuku. Playing her senior ball for the Saints Club in Hutt Valley, and of course under 17s for the undefeated Totara Park under 17 girls. Just throw that out there.
Just throw that
Just
out
throw
there.
that out there.
Totara Park.
Matangi Ho, of course, had a big 19s as well. She's made the tournament team, and yep, batted out of the box there. Dead ball, unfortunately. It was a good looking bunt, but she must have just clipped it as she went forward. And you can't go past Tony Kairuna at 1. Not much gets past him. The replay coming up on the screen. Squares up early.
Yep, puts down that bumper. There it is. Just hit right on the top left-hand shoulder. And adjudicated by Kairuna that she was hit outside the batter's box and in the field of play. It's alright to be hit, when the ball goes down and it comes straight back up and it touches you inside the batter's box. But once you leave that area and you firmly have a foot in the field of play.
Just too fast. She was already out of the box.
Yes, she was.
Just when I was telling you about everyone about all her accomplishments. Yep, tournament team last week. Good work, mate. Good work with it. Now batting is Emily McCormick, the centre fielder. Up top in the zone for ball. Still on the mound. Mackenzie Bailey McDowell goes up in the zone, but Emily McCormick swings out. And it goes down to Kairatu at shortstop, and not much gets past her. And she guns it over to Sumner at first for the second out.
She certainly did, Damien. There was a laser beam throw from Kairatu. And just do basics, eh? Basic fielding.
That's it.
Basic fielding, transfer, shift the weight.
Behind the ball.
Behind the ball, release.
Well, the only person that's got on in this one is up to bat again. The pitcher, Mason Kurini Iwiko. And has she got enough over the centre field? She sure does off the first pitch. She'll round second, but thinks against it, and she'll stand up pretty on second base. Mason Kurini Iwiko. She's doing it on the mound. She's doing it with the bat. She's having herself a tournament. Is the young pitcher from Hutt Valley. Oh, and she's getting used to the 2 down. She's already calling from her runner. Oh no, she wanted to give away her gloves. Oh no, she's having a run. So Emily McCormick will come out and do the running for Mason.
Now that was a really great hit by Iwiko. Right off the beat of the bat and over the centre fielder's head. So centre fielder just misjudged the flight of that ball on the position.
And the bat now is Jada Walters Rangatehi. Hutt Valley with a runner in scoring position for the first time in this game. Thanks to the batting of the pitcher, which is always a weird thing to say. At this level, they do it all. It's the zone for the strike called.
You're right, Damien. They do it all until someone does it better.
True.
Right now, Iwiko is leading her team in the batting stats and the pitching stats.
Inside for the ball. 2-2 the count now. Walters, Rangatehi. 2 down. Goes swinging up top. And that will leave a runner stranded on second base for Hutt Valley. And they can't convert the runner, the one runner they've had, the second, and that will retire the side. So we will be back with the bottom of the 4th with Canterbury still leading 5-0. Back, ladies and gentlemen, to Hataitai Ballpark for the 2023 Little League Under-17 Girls Nationals. And it is the bottom of the fourth innings with you're watching the two undefeated teams from each pool. It's Hutt Valley versus Canterbury, with the winner booking their spot in the grand final tomorrow. Who will it be? Well, Canterbury have definitely started off this game like they want to book their spot. We all know Hutt Valley like to do it the hard way. They did it at NFC Christchurch, going through the sudden death round and ended up winning the title of National Fast Pitch Champions over Auckland. But who knows whose game it is. It's the penultimate day right now, but we are getting closer to Championship Sunday, of course.
That's not bad. Have we got any Hutt Valley supporters out there?
Chopper on the mic in the background,
Have we got any Canterbury supporters
trying to
out
get the
there?
crowd going like he does. That's what he does. We're bottom of the fourth here. The lead-off for Canterbury is the second base, Anna Wallace, who cuts at the first pitch for the foul.
Second baseman Anna Wallace leading off here for Canterbury. Time called by the Canterbury coach.
We've had a couple changes actually. Coming in to catch is the designated player Amani Fruin. And
Just checking some of the substitutions by the looks.
And on the hill is Bailey Simons.
Henderson for Canterbury.
Bailey from the Saints Club in the Hutt Valley. Another second generation player out there. Of course, father is Craig Simons, the world champion Black Sock from 1996. Hutt Valley Cardinals alumni. Fraggle to most, yes.
Fraggle. Yes.
Fraggle. Well, Canterbury definitely had a question to ask, and they waited to the first pitch to do it. So were the substitutions done correctly and straight away? As Mason Karini Iwiko, has she gone a third? Ayla Toman's still out there. Maggie Shields is still out there. Jada. I think it's just the one, of course, the battery. Liam Stewart is checked with the official scorer, Karen Welford. Canterbury coach is happy.
And our paperwork is all legal.
A lot of paperwork. Anna Wallace in at bat. No balls, one strike. And let's restart. The bottom of the fourth. Oh, with the change up. Pulls the strings on that one for sure. 0-2. Well, she gets a piece of it. One bounce to the shortstop, and the cannon over. Ayla Toman makes the out at first, and that's the first. And that's going to bring to bat Shyla Delator, the third base. Another one that was playing 19s last week for Canterbury up at Hamilton at Rest Hills Park. Sees that one go down Main Street for the strike call. Oh, checking the balls again.
And the soft ball don't seem to be lasting.
Interesting. Big swing and a miss for the strike. And that will put her in the hole 0-2. Randy Simon's on the mound now for Hutt Valley. Goes up on the zone, gets her swinging for the strikeouts. And that is exactly the start that Bailey Simons would want on the hill.
Good start for Bailey Simons. Working for her team on a 6-3 play on the first out and then a strikeout.
It's a good start, but it's now back to the top of the order with the catcher Caitlin Henderson up to bat. And we know from first at bat she won't want to walk away with the hood. She has 2 strikeouts to her name so far. Well, she puts down the bunt there. Bailey Simons has to make some ground to scoop it up and get it to first, where Maggie Shields collects for the 3rd out. And with a quick 1-2-3, we're going to go to the top of the 5th, with Canterbury still leading this one with those 5 runs they scored in the first innings. Hutt Valley 0, Canterbury 5. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, at Hataitai Park. You're watching the 2 undefeated teams, Canterbury versus Hutt Valley, to book their spot in the the final, the grand final tomorrow, Championship Sunday. And of course, many people asking, why is it called Little League Under 17 Girls National Championship? Well, if the winner of this will get a shot to go to the qualifier, the Asia Pacific qualifier, and if they win that, then they get an all expenses paid trip to Delaware in America to play in the Little League Under 17 Girls World Series. So that it's not just the national championship on the line, it is bigger things possible to come from this. Well, the first offering to Amari Fruin, a strike called. Mackenzie Bailey McDowell in her 5th innings on the mound, just giving up the 2 hits at the moment, both to the same person. And at least this week I can't jinx a perfect game. Not that I did it last week.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I totally did it. Well, the foul off there takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Amani Fruin. Designated players coming to catch now. Changing up the battery for Hutt Valley, with her battery partner next on deck. Bailey McDowell keeps a cool head on the hill, gets into her stride. And her motion doesn't change at all, regardless of what she's throwing. Good sign.
and Caitlin Henderson are in the zone here, Damien. Working for one another, working for the team. Doing the requirements of their job.
Throwing that down the line foul. Well, we're at the top of the fifth here. Hutt Valley down by those 5 runs that they lit in the first innings. What do they need to do to change their fortunes here and get back into this ball game?
They just be selective in what they're striking at. You saw Eriko go. She was intent on picking that pitch and driving that one right there. I guess as we see Furrow just go down on strikeouts, just being selective and working that count, and working the pitch that they need to drive.
Yep, so 1 out, 1 down at the moment, and that's going to bring to bat the new pitcher into the game, Bailey Simon. Left-handed batter, likes to shuffle the feet, use that slap hit, use that running bunt. And you can't miss her with her bright green helmet. I'm all about rocking the colours, but fouled off the first hit. Pitcher versus pitcher. Oh, and the bunt goes down the first base, but they are all over it. Sumner comes up, scoops it up, and looks back and throws to Wallace. And that will be the second out. And that's going to bring to bat number 29, the first base, Maggie Shields.
There's still a lot of softball here, Damien.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know.
Maggie, just 14 years old. You wouldn't think it, the size of her. She is a tall one, but if you look at the Shields family, all of them are. Mitchell brother is about 6'2". Cousin Brad is in overseas playing rugby. And Maggie gets a piece, sending it to the right field where Dysart is under it to make the catch. And that's going to retire the side with a quick 1-2-3. We're going to go to the bottom of the fifth. Hutt Valley still unable to add a run to their total. But Canterbury still defending their 5. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth right after this. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the 2023 Little League Under-17 Girls National Championships here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. I saw a shot of the Junior White Sox coach in at centre field, Kitty Shaw, enjoying the music and the sunshine. And I'm sure she's enjoying the ball that she's watching with many of her young Junior White Sox playing in this tournament. She'll be definitely taking notes out there. Leading off for Canterbury is Sophie Yardham. She fouls away. And the crowd is celebrating someone catching a foul ball, which is always good. Oh, good. And the camera work. Outstanding. Love it.
And Bailey Simons received two softballs from the plate umpire. She threw them back to the plate umpire. It was that new ball. And the guy that caught the ball threw that back in. That's the one they wanted.
That's the one she's got the pine tail. I mean, no, the Belgrade. I mean, no.
The gorilla grip. The legal stuff.
Well, she pulls the strength on that one, but just bounces it in for a couple balls. 3 to be exact, and 2 strikes. 2-spot hitter Sophie Yardham has the full count now. And she tries to go down low again, but it will roll in for the walk. Yardham now safe on first with the walk. And that's going to bring to bats the shortstop, Kaya Ratu. Kaya had a shot to left field in her first at bat and crossed home plate, and then struck out looking in her second. She'll want to redeem that one for sure. Squares up for the bunt, out of the zone, pulls back on it. Doesn't need to waste time with that one. For 2 balls, no strikes count. Runner ready. She looks like she's going to go. And gets a good lead there.
I was going to say, Kaya Ratu, just being patient here, eh?
Yeah.
You know, just being patient.
Using those Ys early on in her years. Just being able to go up and put the ball down like that to move the runner. Kaya Ratu with the sacrifice bunt. Outstanding stuff there.
Basics. Damien, basics.
Absolutely.
Do the job.
She does them well. Well, Mackenzie Bailey McDowell, first offering is a strike called. She can do it all this one. Hit by pitch in the first at bat, crossed home plate herself. She got the walk in second at bat, and she pops it up there, but it's going to look like it's going to fall well shallow. Nobody able to get to that. Texas Liga just dropping in the outfield. Beautiful placement there by Mackenzie Bailey McDowell.
Canterbury with runners on the corners. 1 down.
Sapiki Semailu into bat. Squared up for the bunt. Pulled away, but called by Liam Stewart. Bailey Simons in her second innings on the hill for Hutt Valley. Throws it up top for the 1-1 count. Berg swing and a miss for the strike. I think a couple thought there was a strike out there. And forgetting there were base runners on. But hey, they're on their toes now. Mackenzie Bailey McDowell is now on second base. Vicky Samuelu leaves that one, and that will leave with the count 2-2. Swung on a miss for the strikeouts, and that is exactly what Bailey Simons wanted to do there. And that's going to bring to bat the right fielder Madison Dysort. And of course the runner coming out for Mackenzie Bailey McDowell. So Canterbury, 2 runners on, 2 down at the bottom of the 5th. First offering from Simons is up in the zone for a big swing and miss. Struck one. Bailey Simons now with the wind up. Gets us swinging again for strike 2. And that's going to put Dysort in the hole early. Oh, no balls, 2 strikes.
Simon's getting ahead here. She's got some pitches to play with, but
Fouled away.
It's a piece of that one stays alive. Count remains 2 strikes.
Simons will be looking for a strikeout or a put out here. Canterbury looking for a base hit. Scored 2 runs.
Well, ball goes up and Toman's under it, and that will make the play for the 3rd out and gets Hutt Valley out of the jam with 2 runners left on. The count remains as we go to the top of the 6th, with Canterbury leading this one 5 to Hutt Valley 0.
100.9 and 94.9 at the
When your radio's on and the sound's hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds from the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. All the best throwbacks.
Aotearoa FM presents Te Rao Te Raukura 2023. 2023, we're proud to present Adisha.
Kia ora, Betty Ann here from Adisha.
Asia Waitere. Origin Roots, Aotearoa.
Kia ora everybody, my name's Matsutia.
Plus Kapahaka from the
And we're back, whānau, here at Hataitai Ballpark in the capital city for the Under-17 Girls National Tournament. Leading off for Hutt Valley is the number 9 batter, Shante Awatiri. We're at the top of the 6th here. Canterbury got off to a good lead right in the first innings, going through all 9 batters and scoring 9 runs, and they have defended that to this innings. Is this the innings where Hutt Valley can turn it around and get closer to that grand final spot? Or are Canterbury going to keep on doing what they're doing and shut them out? Still lots of time to find out for this one.
that's right, David. Lots of time. Lots of time. And with a 3-0 count, Awatiri's ahead.
Well, gets a piece and slams it up the middle, where Kairatu can't even get to it, although she definitely tried. Just dusting off the uniform, shaking the wrist, ain't no thing. That's what she does at shortstop. But Awatiri, that is the hit that they wanted to lead off with a base runner, and now they're back at the top of the shop with Ayla Toman, the shortstop, in a bat.
That was a big hit by Awatiri on a 3-0 count.
It was an important, well, yeah, on a 3-0 count.
On a 3-0 count.
It was an important one as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you see the replay just slammed up the middle. Kairatu diving, and before the camera can come back into shot, she's already popped up in a second. Shows the gas from Ratu and how quick she moves. Aotearoa safe on first. Toman, the shortstop, in a bat now.
McDowell pitching the same sequence that she did to Aotearoa as the leadoff. Now in the 3-0 spot.
Outside for 4 straight balls. You don't see that normally from Mackenzie Bailey McDowell, but you saw it there. And that will give Hutt Valley 2 runners and bring up to bat Matangiho Nuku. Matangiho in the New Zealand developing Sox last year. Really taking every opportunity she gets in this game with both hands and goes hard with it. Batting in the 2 spot here for the Hutt Valley. Fouled away. No balls, 2 strikes. Nuku squares up. Gonna go short on this one. She pulls back, swings, and sends it past the first baseman. Oh no. Oh no. Aotearoa went too far down the third baseline. And she will be out with the tag. And I'm not sure if she heard it from coach, but she definitely kind of just stopped in the middle and decided.
I was watching Aotearoa go from second to third, and she wasn't slowing up. She was coming in and coming home.
Well,
good defense, good offense.
Still just the 1 out. That's all right. 2 runners on for Hutt Valley, and make that 2 out with Emily McCormick popping up for Katarina Sumner for the catch. And just like that, a quick 2 out, and that's going to bring to bat
Yep.
Oh, yep.
Here we go.
It is 2. I wasn't sure about the number, and look at that hit. Well, it's gone foul. Up 2, Rico. Nice shot of your mate's hoodie there, mate. Well, Karini Iwiko has been put on base with that 1 shot to the foul ball line. Canterbury have said, nah, you can take the base, love.
Yeah.
And that will load the bases for Hutt Valley. Nuku at 2, Toman at 3, Karini Iwiko at 1. That's going to bring to bat second base, Jada Walters, Rangatihi. And this is the time to make things happen. She struck out twice already in the second innings, in the 4th innings. Times are going to be changing here in the 6th. Can Hutt Valley turn that 0 into 1? No, they can't, because gets hit back to Mason Bailey McDowell, who makes the play over to first. And just like that, they leave 3 runners on. They cannot convert. Canterbury defending that lead that they've got as we we go to the bottom of the 6. It's Canterbury 5, Hutt Valley 0. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's the bottom of the 6. It's the 2 undefeated teams. The undefeated team from Pool A, the undefeated team from Pool B, A1, B1, up against each other to book their spot in the grand final on Championship Sunday's grand final. 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here at Hataitai Ballpark. Canterbury had a massive start to this game, driving in 5 runs in the first innings, going through 9 batters, and have since defended that total with Canterbury not scoring any more runs and Hutt Valley not letting any more runs coming in. But we're at the bottom of the 6 here with Sumner, the first base woman, leading off. No, it goes bunt down.
David, their previous innings for Hutt Valley was really, really important. That was an innings where they needed to get a run or get a couple of runs, just to get closer to Canterbury's lead, and that could be a telling tale as we progress through this game, because that was the big part of their batting order.
Absolutely. Momentum for sure will be so important. And will they have it carry on to the next innings? We'll see after this field. Lead off is the first base, Katarina Sumner. 2-2 the count. Fouled away. With Sumner walked at first at bat and scored. Struck out in second in the third innings. And this is her third at bat in the 6th. Bailey Simons on her third innings gets the leadoff batter with a pop up to Maggie Shields at first base for the first out. And that's going to bring to bat Anna Wallace, the second base woman. She got on base in her first at bat. She grounded out to shortstop in her second. And what can she do here in her third? Well, the first offering, she swings and misses for strike 1. Don't tell him I said this, but I've been quite impressed with Liam Stewart behind the dish.
He's doing a great job.
Please don't tell him. Yeah, we'll keep that between us. Hey guys, appreciate it. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, swung on and that's gone backwards. Going to hit the back net. So the winner of this one goes through the grand final. The loser goes down to second chance, the semi-final. It's unsure just who they'll play just yet. Down in the dirt from Bailey Simons for the ball. As I said, Bailey in her third innings on this one. Mason started the game, started strong. with the bats. It's just that first innings that they just had to claw back from. Well, they get a piece and they send it to shallow right field. She's clean. She is safe at second base. Just giving it everything to slide into second base, and she hasn't got up, ladies and gentlemen. She's either having a moment or something has happened sliding into that second base. And I've seen it too many times. Something happening. They're helping her up. But what is it? What has happened? The knee is currently over the base.
Just clutching at her ankle.
Oh, yep. The ankle stayed there and the body kept moving. And that is not good to see. Just curled over straight away. Ooh. The whole knee kind of hyperextending. And then as soon as she was called safe, she went to get up again. Oh no, that was the slow-mo rewind. My bad. Yeah, she just waited there until she was called safe, and then she took the moment. But she's still down at second base. Is Anna Wallace. We hope she's okay. The knee rotating the, well, yeah, kind of hyperextending. Oh, well, this, you hate to see it, ladies and gentlemen, but it looks like Anna Wallace is going to be carried off this game, keeping that leg as straight as possible. The crowd giving her a round of applause as she comes off the diamond. The Hutt Valley coach in there with Canterbury management to help Wallace off the diamond. The second base woman who hit the beautiful hit to find the gap between shallow right field just behind first base and gassed it to second, but as she slid, the ankle hitting the base first, that stayed there as the body kept going and just tweaking pretty quickly. So thoughts up for Anna Wallace, and hope that everything is okay and intact there. But with one down, that is going to bring out a runner for Anna Wallace on second base after her hit to right, shallow right field. Everybody a little bit shaken just at the moment. You hate to see it, especially this late in the game, and especially after a hit like that.
Look at that, the runner coming out here. Looks like it's going to be number 11, Jaya Barnes.
Jaya Barnes on second base. So Canterbury with a runner in scoring position and just the one out is going to bring to bat Shyla Delator, the third base woman. And the first offering is a ball.
Bottom of the sixth innings.
Bottom of the sixth here. One down. Hutt Valley trailing by 5. Bailey Simons pitching on the inside to Shyla Delator. Well, she gets that early. Sending it down the third base line.
Charlotte really turned on that early. Got all of it.
Still a lot of concern down on the left over Anna Wallace. If we see any changes, we'll let you know, ladies and gentlemen. Delator has the 2 balls, 1 strike call. The battery of Fruin and Simons just getting there, clarifying their calls there. They're ready to go. Outside. 2 balls, 3 balls, 1 strike. Don't know why I had to wait for Liam Stewart when Hall of Famer umpire Wiramu Tamaki's all over it. Yeah, we'll fill the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gets her swinging for the strikeouts, and that'll be the second out of the innings. And that's going to retire Delator. She goes back and tags in to bat number 4, the catcher Caitlin Henderson.
That's a good job by Bailey Simmons to get that strikeout. An important time in the innings here.
Very important. Runner in scoring position. And the way that Canterbury have been going, you'd never put anything past them.
That's right.
To drive in that run. Of course, the winner going through to the 1 o'clock grand final tomorrow. The second place team going through to the second chance 9 a.m. semi. We're at the bottom of the 6. Canterbury just hanging on to that 5-0 lead. Hutt Valley doing anything they can to keep them at that 5, and hopefully in the next pitch, next at bat, get some runs on the board. Well, that gets past Armani throwing behind the dish, and that will advance the runner to 3. 2 balls, 1 strike. Foul away, we'll leave with the count 2-2. Wouldn't be surprised if this is possibly the grand final tomorrow afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Canterbury Hutt Valley was definitely the final in the under-19 boys. Well, that's popped up. Bailey Simons makes the call and drops it. And that will score the runner at home. Canterbury scoring an extra run, taking this lead from 5 to 6-0. And that runner, Caitlin Henderson, safe on first after the drop. And Bailey Simons, how will she come back from that? She's doing so well with the pitching, but it just popping out of the glove. Runs on the pitch and goes past the shortstop. Thankfully, Emily McCormick is behind there to scoop it up and drill it into third. But look how things can happen, ladies and gentlemen. From a drop catch, safe on first, to now standing on third.
One pitch and she's gone coast to coast.
She sure has. Sophie Yardham in at bat now for Canterbury. He just drills it to left field. Matangi Honuku goes to scoop it up, but boots it as well, but holds up the runner as well. Sophie Yardham. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. 7-run rule shuts out this ball game.
Top 2 inches by Caitlin Henderson.
Absolutely.
Right there. You know, took the opportunity of that drop catch, and then the first pitch called strike. She steals second, she steals third, and then gets driven in
Wow.
the space of 2 pitches.
Absolutely. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Canterbury have booked their spot for the grand final tomorrow,
Well done.
and they seem to be doing that left, right, and centre here. First, the under-19 girls final, the under-19 boys final, and now the under-17 girls final. We'll see another Canterbury team in there. Who will be their opponent? We won't know until that game tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. It's definitely Hutt Valley. Is it Wellington? Is it Auckland? Who knows just yet who they will be playing, but they will be playing at 9 a.m. tomorrow to book their spot in the grand final. But congratulations to Canterbury holding out this one from a big first innings to come right through and win this game. Wiramu, thoughts on this one?
Canterbury are looking good, defensively, offensively, smarts on the bases. You just saw Caitlin Henderson just say, hey look, we're going to determine the outcome here, and from a drop catch to stealing second, stealing third and coming home and ending the game. Hutt Valley, really big ups to Hutt Valley in terms of just sticking in there. I don't think that they just were selective in their hitting. Iwiko definitely on the mound just trying to hold things down, but just needed to string some hits together. But hey, tip my cap to Canterbury. They are formidable opponents for tomorrow's final. So.
Absolutely. Well, Canterbury, whatever you're doing, keep it up, because it seems to be working. Another final book for you guys. Last thoughts there, Wiramu, of course, is the Ballpark Broadcasting Player of the Match.
Player of the match. Oh, you got me.
I love putting people on the spot with this one.
You got me. If I look through the Canterbury, I think Bailey McDowell with her pitching, but also Caitlin Henderson with her heads up.
Can't go past the battery.
Get the battery. There
The
you
battery.
go. The battery.
I
Canterbury
love it.
battery. There
The
it is.
Ballpark Broadcasting Players of the Match is the Canterbury battery of Caitlin Henderson and Mackenzie Bailey McDowell. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here, wherever you are watching this one. Thank you to my crew that were out there doing the do. Rico Morris on the camera. Adrian Raw behind. TK on the camera as well. TJ, sorry. Adrian Raw and the producers. Chopper Gerbies was even in there directing at one stage. Wiramu Tamaki on colour. Damien Collins with the play-by-play. We appreciate each and every one of you. Come and join us tomorrow for day number 4. Championship Sunday. The Little League Under-17 Girls National Championship. Until then, have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.